Good evening, folks. It's me and the little dude here chopping off some okra, and today I want to go over the pigs. We're done with pigs for now, and I'm excited. We've got 2 pigs in the freezer, and it's just nice for them to be in the freezer, not costing any more money, eating more feed. Alright, so here's what we've got. The door is full. Got 2 shelves full of pork. That's funny, I don't know who did that. Alright, so what we found out was that raising pigs in your backyard is 100% feasible. Odor free, all that. So, without bothering your neighbors. Sorry, a little dude's trying to get everything. So, it's totally possible, and if you feel like you need to raise pork in your backyard, you can do it. It wasn't that hard. It was actually rather simple. So I'm going to go over a few things to think about. I want to make sure you don't make some of the mistakes that I made, and but everything, all in all, everything turned out pretty well. So one of the big mistakes I made was the breed. I got 2 different types of pigs that were 2 different breeds, and one of them turned out to be a lard pig. I feel like it was like 50% lard. That was Pork Chop. She's the black and white pig. You can go back and look at my videos and see what she looks like. So if you show up at somebody's place to buy pigs and you see a male or a female pig that's parents to the little piglets you're going to get, I would not recommend getting a lard pig unless you just want a bunch of lard. There was so much lard on this pig. It was basically like organs, bones, lard, and a little bit of meat. And that was just crazy how much lard it was. The other pig was a Berkshire. Now this, first, before we go on to the Berkshire, which is an amazing pig, the lard pig, I was told that it was a Yorkshire crossed with a Berkshire. I do not think that was accurate. I looked at pictures online what that cross looks like, and this looked more like a pot-belly pig crossed with a Berkshire maybe. I don't know. So obviously I got my pigs off of some random guy on Craigslist, so I just went out to his place and got some piglets. No paperwork, no nothing like that. I really don't think that's necessary. Just look at... buddy, I don't want him to fall through here. Uh-oh. Hold on. We gotta fix this situation. Alright, much better. So, yeah, just look at the parents of the pigs and say, like, hey, did it come from these pigs? Do those pigs have a back... Like, basically to tell, is the belly about to touch the ground? You probably don't want a pig where the belly's about to touch the ground. That's too much fat. The other thing is that if the back slopes down like a pot belly, probably don't want that either. The Berkshire now, that was a nice looking pig. That pig had super nice meat. And look, people, I may or may not have been busy butchering a pig. I really don't want to like admit to that, but the meat was much nicer. So yeah, the Berkshire was just a beautiful animal inside and out, and I would highly recommend so far. We're gonna eat some tonight, and I'll let you know if my opinion changes, but I really don't think it will, because man, that meat looked so good, and it was very... Now it still had a lot of fat on it. The bacon looked amazing on that pig, whereas the bacon on Pork Chop, this could get confusing because the lean pig was named Bacon, Pork Chop was the fat pig. Anyway, the bacon on this fat pig was just fat, like very little meat in the fat at all. Most like this thick of just fat. It was crazy. Now, as far as the management went, it wasn't hard. It was a little bit of a struggle getting enough carbon to keep them from getting stinky. There's a few days or a couple weeks here and there where it just got nasty in there, and I had to go figure something out, and so I did, and I got it taken care of. But what I found was that leaves and dried grass or hay work really well for keeping the smell down. Basically, you want something dry and fluffy that's made mostly of carbon, which would be something that's dry and fluffy like leaves or like dead grass or hay or whatever it is. Those things were what kept the stank and the flies out the best. Alright, so me and Hudson, we gotta talk to you about butchering for a second. Butchering in a backyard. Okay, you can't shoot a firearm. You really don't want your pig squealing and alarming your neighbors. So, what do? Pretty much almost every method of dispatching a pig produces lots of sound that your neighbors don't want to hear. They don't want to hear gunshots or pig squealing. Simple as that. So I'm going to talk about a method that has been used. I'm not going to say if I did it or not, but it's been used, and I'll tell you a little bit about how it works. But this is, and other people, I didn't make this up. Other people have done it. So I'm going to share with you my own wisdom on the matter. So in my opinion, the best way to dispatch a pig quietly is to bash it on the head with like a 2-pound hammer. I don't see my hammer anywhere. Bash on the head with a 2-pound hammer, and then slit its throat, cut its heart, whatever. Bleed it out, basically. And so, obviously, now you could get your pig very used to you being in the pen with a hammer, but pigs are smart and they do want to self-preserve. And so, if you on butcher day, if you hop in with your hammer, they're gonna know something's up. Mine did. If you just hopped in with a hammer every day, they probably wouldn't think twice about it. You squeezing your fat buddy? So one option to get them in a state where they're just easy to dispatch with a hammer is to what has happened before is you put oh, you gonna eat that okra, buddy? You spit it out. What's happened before is you take old bread and you just sop it up with wine, and they like it, and you just keep giving them wine-soaked bread. You just keep giving it to them until they get drunk, and then they'll get a little like drowsy or whatever, and they'll kind of lay down, and if you get a shot while they're eating it, take it, but you need to commit to it and hit them hard and hit them right in the head and knock them out. And if they aren't fully out, hit them again. And a lot of times, and then you want to cut them. You want to bleed them out as quickly as possible because they're just knocked out. They could regain consciousness, and you don't know how long that would take. So you want to bleed them out as quickly as possible. And so as soon as you got them knocked out, you cut them and you bleed them, and within a minute, they're done, and they're bled out, and you can go ahead and start butchering them, open them up, and start cutting meat off. So that's one way to do it. I didn't have this option available, but you could get a 22 and use those little short 22 cartridges, and they're pretty quiet, and that might work if you shoot it like in the ear or whatever, but they do have a pretty tough skull, and I have seen a botched 22 kill. You shaking your head? No. No. And it wasn't pretty. The guy shot it, it ran off, he had to go chase it down, shoot it again and again, and just really, I don't know. I've kind of lost faith in 22s for putting down pigs, but a lot of people do it, so I'm not going to argue with them. If you can do it just right and it goes down every time, do what you're comfortable with. And so the other option, of course, is just load up your pig and take it to a butcher and pay somebody else to do that work. I found it very satisfying to butcher a pig myself, and with some friends who packed it up and were having everybody come together and do the hog butcher. That was he's still shaking his head. Buddy, you had fun. And you're gonna have fun eating that pork. Yeah, you already have had some of that pork actually, and you loved it. So yeah, just having people come together and getting that done was a lot of fun, and the food and the meat was really good. So if you're curious about if this is actually possible, I've done it. It is. This is just a normal neighborhood, and I'm not going to admit to anything, but just be wise about it. Don't go tell all your neighbors. Don't tell the city. Don't ask the city. You just do it. And pigs are they're much easier, much, in my opinion, even in some ways cleaner than dogs. So you can see I've got my pen back there, and it was free to build. All those pallets were free, and then yeah, the whole thing was very inexpensive. And now people can know that they can raise pigs in their backyard with the management and all that stuff that I showed. Now the big thing now is being able to grow enough food for your pigs. That's going to be probably my next experiment. That's where I want to go with everything. I don't want to buy and feed anymore. But he's climbing up on me. And so the goal for future animals that I'm raising is to not buy food, and we'll see how that goes. So I think that's all I got to say about that. I described where to get them, how to get them, what you're looking for when you get them. Probably a better place to look is Facebook groups, but whatever. Hindsight's 20/20. Now you can do it. So instead of doing what I did and getting getting a fat pig from a guy on Craigslist. But it all worked out, and I'm happy. And I think the total cost was like $300-something for 2 pigs, one of which was mostly lard. So look at that little dude, you little stinker. So all in all, you can do it. It's not hard. It's good to have friends when you do this, and you can help with butchering or help when you go out of town or whatever. A lot of people helped out with this project, and they'll get, even neighbors came over and threw some of their scraps in there for the pigs. So now I have an abundance to share. And that's really what it's about. I really don't plan on just my family eating this on their own. And even tonight we're gonna go to some friend's house. They got some pork. They're gonna cook a bunch. They're much better cooks than me and my wife, so I almost just want to let them cook all of it and just use it for gatherings and whatnot. All right, have a great day, guys. Hope you have been somewhat inspired, and if this is something you want to do, go for it. But yeah, have a great day. Bye.